The composition of functions, we are going to start with a little review. So up top, we have f of x equals y. So when we have a function or relationship, we have x and y. And y is the same thing as f of x. So we can write this as x, f of x. Okay, so we have three different types of functions. We have an equation. This f of x is an equation. G of x is a table. And then h of x is a graph. That's three different ways that you could represent the graph or the function. And then where it says review, find the missing input-output for the function. It gives you the three types, and you've got to find the input or output for that function. So the first one is f of 2 equals y. So there's our f function, 2x plus 5. So it's saying that x is 2. And it's wanting to know what y is. So f of 2 is found by plugging in 2 for x. So 2 times 2 plus 5, because this is our x. So we're plugging a number in, coming out with another number. So we can do this using the calculator. 2 times 2 plus 5. Or in our head, what's 2 times 2? Plus 5. 9. And what are we asked for? We're asked for y. So we would say y equals 9. Because that's what it's asking us for. Okay, the second one says f of x equals 47. So we don't know what x is. So I'll put a little question mark on x. But we know what the output is. So we know what y is. So if I don't know what x is, but I know what y is, or what f of x is, I can set these equal. F of x is a 2x plus 5. And we know it's going to equal 47 as our output. So we just have an equation that we need to solve. So we solve this by subtracting 5. So 2x equals 42. And then divide by 2. X equals 21. And then wanted to know what x was, so we found x. So put a box around it. Okay, the next one says g of 4 equals y. So what is 4? Is it x or y? X. So put an x underneath it. It's wanting to know what y is, so put a question mark underneath that. So go to the g function. Oh, the g function is a table. So we are going to look at it. So when x is 4, so look on the x column. When x is 4, what is y? -1. So the table is actually pretty easy. It's kind of like matching. So when x is 4, y is -1. So we can say y equals -1. So that's for a table. Okay, the next one says g of x equals -2. So it's asking, what is x? So I'm going to put a question mark under x when y is -2. So look at your table. We want to know what x equals when y is -2. So go up to the top. Look at our table. When y, this is y is -2. what is x? 2. When y is -2, x is 2. So we are able to say equals 2. Without doing any work. We're just matching them. Got to know what you're given so we can find out what you're looking for. Okay, h of 2 equals y. So right away, I'm going to label the 2 as an x. I want to know what y is, so I'm going to put a question mark there. So this is the graph. So for a graph, we need ordered pair. Remember, ordered pair is x comma y. They gave us that x is 2. So we want 2 comma something to find out what the y is. So when x is 2, what is y? So go to your graph. X, look at your x-axis. At 2, what is y? 1, because this is 2 comma 1. So it was the 1 that we're looking for. So it's 1, so y equals 1. Okay, h of t equals 3. So they don't give us x, but this is what we're looking for. And 3 is y. So the h function is the graph. So we're looking at what is the x value when y is 3. So look at your graph. Look at the y-axis. Go to 3. Here's our y-axis. Go to 3. Here's our point. What's the x whenever y is 3? 1, so it's 1, 3. So this was 1. So now, instead of saying x equals 1, I need to say t equals 1. Okay, so it's a lot of looking at what you have, what you need, and kind of figuring out which graph or function or table you're looking at. Okay, so that was the review. That's Algebra 1. So now Algebra 2 is composition of functions. It uses this, but actually twice. You're doing it twice. So composition of functions, combining two functions such that the output, so what you get out from the first function, becomes the input for the second. Okay, so it says it can be written two different ways. G of f of x. So instead of being g of an x value, it has f of x inside. So see that? And then the other one looks like this. It has like an open circle, which is different from multiplication. So G open circle f, that means composition of functions. So really it's G of f of x. Okay, another way you could see it is if I say f of g of x. F of g of x means f of g of x, like that. That looks like fog, right? So whenever you see these, I may say fog and golf, and that's what I'm talking about. Either the f is first or the g is first, and they can be reversed. And they're not only just f's and g's, there could be h's and stuff like that. So fog and golf is what we're doing. So you think about it like order of operations. What do we do first with order of operations? Y'all remember? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What does the P stand for? Parentheses. So you always do the inside of the parentheses first. So let's do this first one. It says g of f of 2. So I want to do the f of 2 first. So I'm going to find out what f of 2 is. So my f function, look at your paper. The f function is f of x equals 3x plus 8. So to do f of 2, I'd do 3 times 2 plus 8. Because the f function is 3x plus 8. Okay, so do this in the calculator or in your head. 3 times 2 plus 8. 14. So it equals 14. So now I put this in right here. So it's now g of 14. So g of 14, got to use the g function. Look at your g function. 2x minus 12. So 2, what do I put in for x? 14. And then some minus 12. You could put that in the calculator. 2 times 14 minus 12. Go ahead and do that.
16.
Yeah, it equals 16. Okay, so it's 2 steps. You got to do the inside of the parentheses and then take what you get from there and put it in the first function, which is the g function. All right, let's go to f of h of x. F-O-H, I don't even know. So we need to rewrite this so it makes more sense. So we're going to put the f first and then of h of negative 1, like that. That's what that means. So we got to do the inside. So we got to do what's inside the parentheses. So let's do h of negative 1. The h function is a table. So go to the table. This is where x is negative 1. So we want to see what the y value is. When x is negative 1, yep, it's 3. But we're not done because we just did the inside. Now we got to plug this in right here. So it's f of 3 now. So f of 3, 3x plus 8 is the f function. So 3 times 3 plus 8. So go ahead and do that with the calculator or in your head. Okay, go ahead and do the next one. G of 2. Actually, the next 2. I'm going to let you do the next 2. All right, so let's see how you did on these 2 problems. So you always do the inside of the parentheses first. So we got to do g of 2. So the g function is 2x minus 12. So we are going to find g of 2 by doing 2x, well, x is 2, minus 12. And so whenever you put that in your calculator or do it in your head, that'd be 4 minus 12, negative 8. So that's what g of 2 is. And then we plug this in for g of 2. So now it's f of negative 8. So now we got to go to the f function. So the f function is 3x plus 8. So it's 3 times the x value plus 8. So put that in your calculator. 3 times negative 8 plus 8. Should get negative 16. Did you get negative 16? Yeah, okay, good. All right, the next one, we have h of j of 2. So always do the inside. So we need to do j of 2. So the j function is the graph. So this is saying when x is 2, what is y? So x is 2, what is y? You look at your x-axis, it's at 2, and it matches with 1. So this is 1. So that one comes from the graph. Then it says do h of, the j of 2 is 1, so h of 1. So now we got to look at the table and see when x is 1, what is y? 7.